Hi there, and welcome back to some more Warhammer, a relaxing bringing about of the end times. Let's encamp here and turn and see what we have. Quite a lot of favour with the old gold. I keep saying old gods with the ruinous powers. So we're going to use probably a lot of that on buildings, but we need growth for the faction, for the horde itself. And Beckhafen's been recolonised. Castle von Rauken is still standing. And I believe that that another one of the Chaos armies has just been taken out. So essentially, oh yeah, Zavastra has also been recolonised, and Fort Yakova was now under the control of Talabkland. Not sure who was controlling it some time ago. They've also taken back Erengrad. And I know for a fact Prague is full of Skaven. So yeah, this is actually not all that bad. The sort of various races of the old world, or not the old world, but various races of the new world are fighting back relatively well. Now, the question is whether we get a shrine to Crone or to Nurgle first. To Crone would be quite useful. I think I prefer to Nurgle though, because casualty replenishment rate is very important, and the extra chaos corruption will be just kind of funny, I think. Because what that will mean is essentially the moment we walk into a province, the corruption there will skyrocket to abysmal rates. Because, yeah. Well, for fairly obvious reasons. We have Archeon, we have tech, we have the shrine, we have various traits and abilities that Archeon has too. That's, all of that is quite potent, let's say. But I do want to keep encamping and stimulating horde growth. And we want to recruit a new horde relatively soon, actually. I can't believe I'm actually saying that. But we are going to need a new horde soon. And the reason is we can support it, or rather we can, well, financially we can support it, and also we need like 2 armies to spread across the front lines, because we're engaging on quite a few different locations here, and that is taking a toll. And it's taking some time, so yeah, we basically want that to Okay. So we're looking for what's here, and I think I know how to do these. It's obviously this thing. Yeah, that one's very, very easy, because it pretty much shows you what it is directly on one of the cubes. So, like, based on the other cubes, you want to determine which sign is supposed to be in place of the question mark, and to be honest, it's fairly easy. With the lines, though, I don't quite understand. I sort of do, but I don't really pay much attention to it. That one beats me most of the time. Anyways, let's go over to Prague and see what we can see. It's probably going to be a full stack there. Well, maybe. I don't know. Looks like another army of chaos is about to get wiped out. And honestly, that's a good thing, because... Oh, look at that. They're raiding Norden too. The Longship. Wait, I'm at war with the World Walkers? I did not know that. That is moderately amusing. Alright, yeah, Skaven discovered, and like I said, it's a full stack, but that's actually a good thing, because with Ruination, it'll only take 3 turns for them to start taking attrition damage. And if the balance of power is like this when I'm attacking a walled off settlement, that means they're probably not going to attack me. And further to the point, I know they don't have a backup stack, so yeah, I think I'm just going to siege out Prague for 3 turns and give the Empire a little bit more time to try and bring order back to at least some of the former Kislev territories. Maybe even get Kislev back on the political map, as it were. And that's certainly a step forward. Congratulations. Congratulations on that move. Now, what is not going to be so easy, or actually it might be, I don't know, getting the corruption down to 0 again. That is going to take a little bit of time. There's also a lot of Skaven corruption for some reason. And down goes Erengrad again, and I think the Hell Pit too in a turn or 2. So the World Walkers just confederated Wintertooth, and I'm at war with them. Tell you what, I'm enjoying this this play. So I think we're gonna turn around and we're gonna deal with the World Walkers, because we've sacked Prague. We're about to sack Prague again. We've burnt Kislev to the ground, and now they want a peace treaty. Tell you what, why don't you become my vassal? Not gonna happen, eh? Alright. No, then we're gonna fight. Essentially this is kind of an experiment too, because I want to see what the Empire can do against these armies that keep spawning from Kislev, and if they can contain, or maybe even eliminate, the Vessel's chaos. I think that would be quite interesting. Now I do have... I do have a mission to raise Nagenhof eventually. Well, that'll take time. I really do want to give the Empire a shot at re-establishing control of the north, at the very least Kislev itself, the city and the southern oblast. Because at that point I think they're going to have a hell of a lot of an easier time dealing with chaos invasions from the north. Plus, it'll give time for the Reichland to confederate and become a powerful force, and the individual powers as well will become a lot more more powerful, they will get better units. And I think that'll provide more of a challenge for us. Like, I'm quite happy with leaving to fight in the north in order to make things a little bit more interesting in the long run. Plus, we're bringing about the end times a bit too quickly. I wanted this to be a sort of slow, impending doom rather than a quick 1-2 punch. And I think this is going to be the end of the Hell Pit, more or less. They've decided not to attack it yet, and I half understand why, but, you know, then again. Alright, next turn they're going to take a lot, and they're going to be a lot easier to siege out and eliminate. And how they're going to seek a peace treaty, obviously, but no. No way in a million years. And there you go. The Hell Pit has been raised, and oddly enough, the Vessels of Chaos are actually focusing a little bit on Norska right now. I have 9 turns to get over there with a new mission, but not really a priority for me. Okay, now realistically I could fight now, but I think I'm going to wait one more turn and then just auto-resolve, because I'd really rather not fight a bunch of Skaven and then, you know, have to deal with replenishing all my men and all that. It's... the difference in experience doesn't exactly justify a whole battle, the outcome of which isn't all that important, and all that, well, isn't really in question either. Plus, it's like their final settlement, and it's going to be fairly easy to get rid of that place. That said, though, right, yeah, that's pretty good. Let's just raise it. And this is also, well, Sapper isn't that great, but yeah, this trait is really, really good. Annihilator, when you raise a certain number of settlements, that decreases the siege time in the future, bit by bit. And that is very important for Chaos armies in particular. Or for Horde armies in particular, I should say. Right, now let's go with... leadership isn't bad, but I think Blood for the Blood God is going to provide us with more substantial gains and benefits. Hitting the Norskans in the north, but the Vessels of Chaos are doing a phenomenal job of that already. I'm guessing he'll want... oh, you demand gold in exchange for peace? No, absolutely not. I suppose this is kind of both good and bad. Depends on what some of the hordes in the south are doing. Essentially, the focus from the Vessels of Chaos to the northern sort of segment of the map should allow the Empire to retake Kislev and maybe some territory up here as well. But yeah, like Archeon isn't good enough yet. So what we need to do is we need to head on north and start attacking some settlements and fighting over there instead, to build up a few levels, and then we'll talk about returning south and bringing about the actual end times. Even though for Kislev they are well and truly here. Plus, in the later game, the Empire does become a bit of a challenge due to their vast economy and sheer number of men that they can put out. And we're still obviously very early on, so I don't want to weaken them too much right now. Playing time for Karl Franz to confederate, essentially, is all I'm doing. That said, though, all of these actually, I do need to check that. These settlements raised by the Vessels of Chaos, they can still spawn yet more armies, right? Yeah, that is a portal. Same one as over here. So they can and will spawn additional forces. Now that is quite something. That is quite something. Alright. I think to make things interesting, considering I'm heading in this direction anyway, I might want to head on over to Britonia then, because it'll separate me from these hordes a little bit, thus making things a little bit more challenging. And oh, there goes Erengrad again. Yeah, they're a little bit too powerful. I think the way I envisioned this was a few armies every now and again, and if it makes any sense, like slightly stupider armies, like not being able to recruit, maybe not being able to replenish forces. I think that would have been a little bit more balanced for the southern kingdoms of men. But yeah, be that as it may, this is the end times after all. We're not looking for much more than, well, simply that, the end times. Peace treaty with the Skaven. I am alright with that, actually. Mind you, the Empire's still fighting amongst itself, which is not the greatest thing ever for them. I need to go to regular march for a second, because I would like to construct a new building. And that was going to be this one. Because unlike most of them, this one actually generates income, which is sort of unique and rare. But for that we need 10 population surplus, and we're going to get 10 next turn. So yeah, continue on forced march. But look at that, there's like 2 full armies, almost full armies there. There's 2 up there. It really is an unstoppable horde of epic proportions. I think equally fun to fight against. I think that is, well, maybe I'll be eating those words when I try it with one of the empires closer to the. Well, let's just say to this general area, right? But yeah, like I'm thinking it won't be this bad when you're playing as the Empire or the Dwarves or anything like that, because there won't be as many demolished buildings in the north at the very start of the game. So there will be some later, obviously, and that will create problems, and especially when the Chaos Invasion starts properly, the end times begin, then it'll be... ooh. Then it'll be quite the thing to look out for, but until that point in time, like, do I actually fight this, or do I just tell them no? And I think I just tell them no. Now I can awaken the tribe. I think I will. Yeah. The reason being, they're actually gonna colonize some of the territory around them. Thus, they might become a little bit more competent. But more so, we need 3 population for this. Alright, so next turn. But more so, a lot of these armies popping up and duplicating in number, basically, which would be quite silly. So yeah, let's avoid that if at all possible. Now, even though they've lost Erengrad, Ostland is doing a good job at defeating some of the Chaos armies that have come here. Obviously, they've lost Norden too, and that's going to be a bit of a problem. But if they can come back together with those 2 armies and defeat the sort of few armies still invading from the north, then yeah, might be in for a good thing. Alright, let's go with the Pillar of Skulls, and let's disband this as well, because we keep losing them to auto-resolving anyway. And now I kind of really want another horde, but no, not yet. Now's not the time. I mean, we'll get another horde, I think, when we go back down south, because then I think we'll actually need one. But until then, pretty sure we're good. We're good for now. So Ice Drake Fjord is going down next. I would assume, though, it should be at least somewhat defended. But probably not really, right? And I'll try and put up a defense here, but, you know, valiant effort and all that, it's just not happening, I'm afraid. So let's get those Chaos Knight Lancers. And actually take 2 turns to recruit, which is our 1 turn type of thing, but okay. I'll wait. That is quite alright. Yeah, like this is becoming quite the unstoppable doom stack now. But they are moving rather slowly, or at least they've slowed down now. I think they're getting a bit lost as to where they should be going. So that's good. It'll mean a little bit more work for us and should make things a little bit more fun. But I will try and wake up as many tribes as possible up here. Now that oh, good. I need to go back there, really? Well, we're going to go there anyway, I think. I was going to go to Britonia, but tough luck, apparently. You lost the Chaos Spawn, really? I was supposed to awaken the tribe. But I just saw 13,000 favour and I just instinctively went for it. It's like, yes, that's big number is good, right? That is... I should not have done that, probably. That was a little bit silly of me. But hey, not much we can do now. Let's, I was going to say let's replace those, but I'm not quite sure how. I guess chosen with halberds will do a similar job. To some extent. I don't know. Good. Come on. It's a bit silly how much stronger the Vessels of Chaos are compared to me. On paper, at least. It is a little bit silly and amusing. Yeah, I want to fight those. I definitely want to fight those. Just encamp and get the final level of the shrine thing. Did they beat one of the larger armies here? Because that's quite amusing if they did. Plus he's offering me money. Sorry, he's demanding, well, quite the opposite. He's demanding money from me for a peace treaty. That's... What are you thinking? Just what are you thinking? And these guys are my vassals, right? So it's not like he's trying to piece them out separately. Piecing me out is a lot easier. Ooh, I get exalted. I get an exalted hero. Interesting. Let's go with assault units on there. That might actually help before the battle, and indeed it did. Huh. Good. Bit of damage here and there is certainly useful. We'll go with the assassinate ability and the specialist ability, I think. Chosen Warriors, sorry, Chaos Warriors with halberds have been lost. I mean, that's kind of alright. Because I do want to replace them with Chosen anyway. Mind you, the recruitment cost for Chaos Warriors is now 0. It's kind of worth considering. Oh well. Alright. Good. I think I'm going to leave it off here. Thank you very much for watching. This hasn't been the most exciting thing ever, I'm well aware of this, but, you know, I think when we head back down south and continue fighting the Empire and maybe do the quest battle over here, that things will change a little bit. So, yeah, I'm going to do that next time. Until then, though, have fun, take care, and bye-bye.